But God says there's a reason, a purpose for everything.
Yeah.
So we go through that in the 70s, so we recognize it today, so that when we put these units back together, we put them back with purpose.
Let's go.
And you go 10 miles, instead of going 10 miles in 1 day, you go 1,000 miles in 1 minute.
Come on.
You already know. It's the Joe Kingdom perspective.
Welcome back to part 2 of our sit down with the d.o.c. himself. This episode is brought to you by School of Kingdom. School of Kingdom's Redeeming Halloween Masterclass is going on right now. Check it out at redeeminghalloween.com. Dang. Ooh, let's hear a little bit from Snoop.
Very few human beings that have managed to do as many things as you have, and to do it as you've been relevant for fucking decades, man. It's incredible.
Man, I work hard and hard.
I know you do. You do.
But you know what the key to it all is, Joe?
What?
Everything that I do and everything that I've done has been based around fun. So the fun element has always been the key factor. Like, it has never been money motivated. It's always been, man, this is fun to do and I love doing it. And then it was so fun that it ended up making me funds.
Well, you've managed to make a career out of being yourself.
Right.
That's where it's amazing.
Yeah, but that's the easiest job everybody got, just to wake up in the morning and do you.
Yeah, but so many people have a hard time doing that publicly.
Right, because it's so easy to want to be like something that's out there that feels like it's easier to do, and it's more impressionable, and it's an easy follow. But when you wake up and do yourself, that's just the organic thing that you were built with, that you know how to do in your sleep.
It's true, but it's hard for people to be themselves publicly. You know, they try so hard and they think about their image. They try so hard to, cultivate something. And
I know, because I've been around those kind of people that got to hide, and then all of a sudden, as soon as the lights go off, then they want to come hang out with you and let their hair down, and they start explaining to you how they can't. Man, I wish I could do what you do. You can do whatever you want to do. You just worried about what people are going to say as opposed to the way you feel. I don't worry about what people say. As long as I feel good, I'm going to keep doing it.
it's the way to do it. I think by your example, many more people can learn. They can figure out a way to live their life authentically.
Man, living your life authentically. And I feel like that ties into what you said just a few moments ago about once you realized what you were capable of, you were like, oh man, I'm just going to show up authentically as who I am. And the end result of that should be changing the world.
Pretty much. I know it ain't me. And so if the thought came to my mind to do this, I know where the thought came from.
Come on.
If the thought is strong and it's persistent, then I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Hey.
And if you're aware, then you just walk the path, because like Snoop says, it's enjoyable to you. It's fun to be right and to be righteous, and to not have any of those negative energies infiltrating your space, so you can just be like when the negative spirit come around, you got your armor on because you're happy and you know who you are and you know whose you are, and that thought might come, but it's fleeting because you realize where that thought came from. And you sidestep and you keep moving forward in the programming. But bro, it's just a blessing, and like I said again, I'm so proud of Snoop for being the man that he is and promoting the things that he is in these days, because we need it. I go back to when I was telling you about there's a system at work in everything in this realm. You know what I mean? There are a zillion systems that create this matrix. And that picture that I spoke to you about earlier, promoting, right? And this is just today. I'm riding and I'm looking at that thing. But when you think back when I was a child in West Dallas, in the projects, and they build those projects to house this group of people that didn't have anything. Opportunity, money, whatever. But you get a place to stay, you get money to live there, you get these little stamps, you can go get your food. Now, one of the things you can't do is if they give you these trinkets, you can't have a male in the house.
Dang. Yeah.
So the system
Wow.
in the 70s was what their mind state was to destroy that family,
Yeah.
destroy that power base so it can't grow, right? But God says there's a reason and purpose for everything.
Yeah.
So we go through that in the 70s, so we recognize it today, so that when we put these units back together, we put them back with purpose.
Let's go.
And you go 10 miles, instead of going 10 miles in one day, you go 1,000 miles in 1 minute.
Come on. Wow.
Because you there and you get it. And people like myself and people like the dog, it means a lot. And people like Cube Ice, it means a lot to us to go back and touch these kids, these young men, to help them find their thing, whatever their thing is, whether it's art or entertainment or technology inspired, whether it's sports, whatever your thing is, help you find that thing and let that thing guide you, because whatever that thing is God talking through you.
Come on.
Whether it's you run faster than everybody, whether you think faster than everybody, whether you sing better than everybody, that is your tool that you've been given
Let's go.
to run this race.
Yeah.
Now find out what's the best way to use that tool, and God will do everything else for you.
Man, so many nuggets in what d.o.c. just dropped, but I really felt a weightiness on the key he just gave you guys of what is there a thought that'll make the world a better place, that is persistent, it keeps coming back to you and you can't escape it. Man, that's from the Lord.
Oh yeah.
And he is the equipper. He's your designer. He's your equipper. He's your provider. And so, man, show up, be authentically who he created you to be, and let's change the world.
Right, bro.
Man,
Come on.
that's a big deal.
Are you tired of fear-based religious mindsets surrounding the Halloween season? Listen, my friends, the devil is a chump, an unemployed cherub seeking employment in your thoughts. He doesn't own anything, much less an actual day on the calendar. Yes, he was referred to as the ruler of this world before the cross, but simply the prince of the air afterwards. Talk about a demotion. Want to hear more? Then let me invite you to join School of Kingdom's exclusive online equipping event of the fall, Redeeming Halloween. 4 powerful nights, 4 revelatory professors, 4 intriguing topics, namely the kingdom of darkness, witchcraft and the occult, demonic oppression and deliverance, and last but not least, the cloud of witnesses. Register now to gain a fear-free kingdom perspective on this Halloween season at redeeminghalloween.com. Catching this episode way late? Have no fear, you can still purchase limited replay access to these teachings at redeeminghalloween.com. See you soon. This special Celebrity Edition episode of the Joe Kingdom Perspective is brought to you by School of Kingdom, the premier online school for detoxing religion and establishing a solid kingdom theology.
Matt G, what you got, man?
Man, I'm just thinking about, how Snoop was just breaking the fear of man, right? Pretty much like, hey, I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think we've been into the apple, especially in Christianity, and the apple is originality, right? Because we're not original. We were created in someone's image and likeness. And so originality is pride-based because you're trying to distinguish yourself, right? Where, I would say authenticity is a great self-awareness. That's where freedom's found. Because when you discover who you are, you're free to be you. You don't care what anybody thinks. And there's a freedom that God has hid in authenticity that's not in originality.
Dang, bro.
Right?
That's fire.
And so we try to be original, but no, we need to be authentic. And what Snoop is saying is that, hey, I'm finding joy in me being authentic, right? I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna have fun doing it, because there is joy also hidden in authenticity, joy that we will never be able to access unless we're authentic.
Wow.
Like, I believe God hides a seed of joy in authenticity, and it can only be found when we finally realize who we are and have fun and just satisfied who we are. Right? Like, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna have joy doing it, and you're gonna either like me or not gonna like me. But hey, it don't matter, right? Because I'm gonna be me. God loves me. That's all I need. Yeah. And I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna come harsh at it, but I'm gonna just be me.
Yeah.
And I mean, think about it. What the kingdom part, what Snoop is saying too, is that I'm finding joy,
Yeah.
right? Because one of the things I love about Snoop that I think we can learn is he's good at reinventing himself.
Yeah.
And I think in society, we need to learn how to be better at reinventing ourselves and having joy in that. And the whole thing, it says, I mean, Jesus himself, right? It was for the joy that he saw that gave endurance.
Yeah.
So when you have joy, you get the upgrade of endurance.
Come on.
And so he's been enduring this whole time in the industry, but he's been doing it with joy. That's the kingdom
Let's
thing.
go.
And so
Joy of the
we
Lord is
have
your
to,
strength.
yep, we have to be able to have that joy. So I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I look at it like this. There are, 8 billion people. Every single one of those people has a different fingerprint.
Yeah.
Every single one of those 8 billion people. So we are all authentic.
Come on.
Come on.
You just have to find a way to live it and get out of the way of the system's programming
Let's
of
go.
what you're supposed to be, especially based on what pigmentation you have.
Come on.
You know, you've got to be able to find your way past that. That metrics, everything becomes so much more clear. But in a world that's based on economics, man, it's difficult. I understand capitalism is a cold-blooded beast, but you know, everything changes. You know, and we are in a season of great change. I know it. You know it. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
He know it. She know it. So we don't know where we're going right now.
Yeah.
But we can see that things are moving. I can see for myself that God is moving, that hip-hop as it was is becoming stirred, that the energy in hip-hop, what it was, is becoming stirred. Maybe it's because these folks is getting tired of dying.
Yeah.
These kids, you can't tell me these kids want to go to prison.
Right.
That's man, no matter what they say.
Yeah.
They say these things on the record because they think that's how you make the records sell.
Right.
That's not authenticity. That's marketing and promotion.
Oh my God. That's
So when you learn to be who you are, God will shine through, just like in your fingerprints.
Come on. That's fire. Let's
Super
go.
easy.
I think that goes back to what Cube was talking about in that first clip. Don't try to write a hit.
Yes.
Just produce the sound that's authentic to who you are. And if it becomes a hit, awesome. If it doesn't, but I think we've been programmed in the church and society, and we're programmed with a performance-based mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And my value is found in what I can produce through my performance. If I don't have a number one hit, well, it's not valuable. No, it's valuable because it's actually an expression of what God has put inside of me. That's what makes
Yeah,
it
let's go.
valuable. And if anybody else decides that that's going to be a hit or whatever, then hey, that's cool too. But I'm not basing my value or what God has put inside of me. I'm not basing that on what man says about
Yeah.
it. It's just this is what's in me, and it's what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm just producing the sound that God has put inside of me, right?
So good. What are you hearing, Joaquin?
Man, I just, when Snoop said, man, I don't care what I'm doing, I just want to have fun. And that resonates so much with me because I don't care what it is that I'm doing, I just want to have fun, And the best way to have fun in no matter what situation you find yourself is to be you. Because the only time things aren't fun for you is whenever you're outside of the circumstance that makes it fun for you, right? But if you can be you, 100% authentic, it doesn't matter where you are, it's going to be fun because you're not having to change who you are.
That's right.
To fit the situation. You're being who you were made to be in that situation.
That's right.
Man, and when you start changing your mindset to be that, you could be at an opera and you could be a metal fan or a hip hop fan, and you're going to find, something to click with in an opera.
Oh yeah.
Because you get to be you.
That's right.
Man, that's a key for anybody that's listening. Be you.
Come on.
No matter whether you're at church or sitting at a bar or on a street corner, wherever it is that you are, be you. And that's where the image of him will shine brightest in you.
Come on. That's it. If I had to sum up this whole episode, I would say be you and become a father. Be you and become a mother to the earth. And, man, we can turn this whole thing around. It'll be amazing. Matt G, where can people find you, bro?
Oh, right now, mattanddesgonzalez.com. And then one last thing I wanted to say I thought was really interesting is that, the opposite of authenticity is conformity, right? And those watching, I want to just kind of speak this to you because, one of the most powerful things that has happened to me this last year is that I went through 5 years of people trying to put me in a box. And there's power in that. Don't stop the power of people trying to put you in the box, because people will always try to put you with what they need from you.
Dang.
Right? And if you allow them, you will stunt your growth and maturity because you'll become what they need you to be rather than who you need to be. And the box of conformity that people put you in, there's power, because if you allow God to use it, you begin to find your authentic self. And I want to just say, like, hey, let the box happen. No, there's power. Let your pain work for you and become a pain point that you can go into the heart of a generation. Don't let your pain work against you. Let it work for you.
Boom. Come on. Where's the wisdom from this man? Follow him, Matt Gonzalez. Straight fire every time. d.o.c, where can people follow what you're doing? Is there an opportunity for people to invest in the projects that you're involved in of bringing change to the world?
You know what? I don't have the answer to those questions. Where to find it right now today?
We'll find it and put it in the show notes.
Yeah. But I know, you're gonna find it, and you're gonna help, and it's gonna be amazing, and we're all in this thing together.
Yes,
and
sir.
We're gonna figure it out. It's all God's, it's God's school. It ain't mine. It's I'm just the bigger. I tell this to people all the time about this movie that's about to come out. They're so excited about this documentary. I said, what you learn when you watch this film is that it's God the whole time. That when I was a young man, I prayed, and immediately that prayer went to work. Now, I thought that when I crashed out, that was the end. But I was still in the prayer. In fact, I'm still in the prayer now.
Yeah.
And what I asked God to allow me to do is to be great. In fact, allow me to be the greatest, God. And if you would do that for me, I promise I'm going to tell everybody that it was you, that it wasn't me. Now, it may have taken 33 years, but guess what I'm doing right now today?
Come on.
And I'm doing it with the kind of force that they know I'm not just talking. This is some real stuff that's coming from me. So I'm still living in that prayer.
Let's go.
And all the accolades and the positive things and the gold and the diamonds and all of those things that are coming, I understand that they're not mine. They're not for me. They're for them. It's for the folks. It ain't for me. Now, some of that'll be for me.
Yeah.
But these little babies, it's for them. It's for them to get it, to get a taste of it, to understand that I'm only wielding power that's theirs.
Come on.
Anything that I could do, you would do way better than me.
Come on.
When it's your time.
Come on.
That's
a father's heart right there, man.
Summed up.
Let me just give them what I got and put them on that path.
That's it. Man, thank you so much.
Blessings, my brothers.
This has been amazing.
Everybody.
Come on. Matt G, honored to have you on for the first time. I know there'll be more in the future.
Let's do it.
Joaquin, the man. Ryan, you all right, bro? I'm just playing, Ryan. Love you, brother.
I love you, Brian. Ryan.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
You already know. It's the Joe Kingdom perspective.